know that I want you here. Yeah. It's something about the way you stare into my eyes. I know that I don't make things clear. I fall for you every time I try.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cheyenne. If you guys are new, if you guys are not new, thank you so much for clicking on yet another video. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you guys for your support. And if you guys are new, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss videos from me in the future. Promise I have a top on. So today we are going to be doing a video on my starter locks. So if you guys are interested in seeing, you know, how I came about deciding that I wanted to do locks, how it's going so far, then keep on watching. All right, so I broke this video down into a couple sections, or yeah, and I wrote some notes so I don't forget anything. All right, so I really wanted to start off with the why. So basically, just growing up into my adulthood and even just as a teenager, I was always constantly doing something with my hair. You know, either in my earlier years, it would be dyeing my hair, straightening it, putting weaves, all kinds of protective styles, just constantly doing something with my hair. I could not stay still. So I was kind of burnt out with just like constantly finding different styles to do on my hair. Like it was just exhausting after a while. So that was something that kind of like sparked my interest on locks, or a style that I can continuously wear without having to manipulate my hair. A style that I liked enough to not want to go in and change my hair constantly, because I think that was the real problem. I couldn't find a style that I just constantly liked enough, or a style that was going to be sustainable, like a style that I was gonna like for a long period of time without it needing to be changed, or, you know, it needing to be adjusted or taken out. So that's one of the reasons. I also did a big chop not too long ago, a couple years ago, and at that point I just kind of knew that I was always going to be wearing my hair out after it got to a certain length. However, that wasn't the case. I was kind of just always wearing my hair tucked away in a wig and not really giving myself the time to fully, you know, get used to my actual hair, have it be in a certain texture, or not texture, but have it be a certain, like, I never trained my natural hair. So when I would wear it out, like it would kind of like, there were parts of it that wanted to curl, parts of it that were just used to being flat in a bun, or either like, you know, braids for my wigs. So that was another thing. I really just wanted a time where I could just like fully immerse myself in my natural hair and just be comfortable with the way I looked naturally. So I was just kind of sick of the wigs, and, you know, eventually just like I noticed that wigs don't look that good. They, you know, they're cool, but I find my natural hairline, the way I look with my natural hair, I feel like I look really good, and I just never gave myself that time or that opportunity to just kind of like feel my natural hair, like really get used to it and start to love it. So yeah, and I figured, you know, I always liked the way locks looked on other people. So and I feel like I could pull off a lot of styles. So I didn't think that, you know, this was going to be a challenging hairstyle to pull off. So yeah, here we are. So I don't know about you guys, but I've always felt the need to have my hair be perfect. That's just something you know, even if it's not perfect to someone else, it needs to be perfect in my head. There could be like little frizz, but maybe I like frizz, you know, so it wasn't like a big deal, but it needed to be my idea of perfection. I wouldn't let it go until I thought it was perfect in my head. So just losing that level of control when it comes to what I look like, and just embracing how I looked in the moment and realizing that my beauty didn't come from my hair and it came from how I felt internally. That was something that I didn't realize would come from having locks, but definitely it changed my perspective on what I feel like is beautiful. Also, I don't know about you guys, but there's not a lot of things that I've really truly committed to. And I just felt like this was gonna be something that I can actually stick to. And I knew it was gonna be a challenge. I know it's gonna be a challenge because it's only my 2nd month. And I know it's gonna be a challenge, but this is something that I really am going to dedicate myself to committing to doing. You know, this is a huge commitment, and I'm really excited to just finally say that, yeah, this is something that I wanted to do, and I'm sticking to it. So yeah, I'm just reminding myself that even on my bad days, okay, this is a commitment. And I told myself that, you know, this was it. Like, I found a style that I really liked and I'm committing to it. So I feel like it's just going to teach me a lot about life and myself in general when it comes to the things that I actually stick to. The last thing that I want to touch on about why I decided to get locks, I mean, there's other reasons, but I can always go into depth about those later. But money. The amount of money that I was spending on protective styles, wigs, weaves, products, flat irons, hair dryers, just so much things was crazy, insane. When you actually look at it, like, I didn't need to be spending that amount of money on, you know, things that are just going to die out in like 2 months or so, or however long it's gonna take. So yeah, I went into it and I didn't realize that that would be something that was going to play a big role in my decision, but definitely I'm saving my coins with this hairstyle. All I use is water and oil so far. But yeah. So I also want to touch on how I started my locks. There are several ways that you can start your locks. The way I started my locks was actually a mistake, or maybe not a mistake, but it was definitely not intentional. One day I woke up and I was like, I want to do a protective style. I'm tired of wearing wigs. I'm tired of having my hair not be out. I want to give it some air. So I just started looking up, you know, protective styles on YouTube, and I saw that people were doing 2-strand twists with their natural hair without adding any, you know, extra weave. I did that on the 17th of March. I think it was March. The 17th of March is when I technically started my locks. Completely unaware that I was actually going to start locks. I did it, and I really liked the way it was looking. After a while, I was getting used to the idea of not having weave in my hair and just being more comfortable with my hair in general. One day I was just like, I thought about it and I was like, I kept on seeing locks on my, on my Instagram. I would see just locks constantly. And I knew that this 2-strand twist was a way to start locks. I just mentioned it to my friends and family. I'm like, what if I started locks? Like, I'm gonna start locks. And they're like, girl, okay, you're not gonna commit to locks. Because I was just constantly in my hair. Like, they didn't think it was a good idea because they knew how much I was always in my hair. But, you know, as the days went by, I got more and more used to the idea of actually having locks. And I got more used to the idea of not wearing weaves, not wearing wigs, and, you know, just how I would look with locks. I got more comfortable in my skin. I was just like, is this what it's like to not have to worry about my hair on a day-to-day basis? This feels great. This feels amazing. I look cute. I look amazing. Why am I not doing this? Why would I not do this? Every time I look at someone with locks, I'm like, wow, goddess, perfect, everything. Why can't I do it? So that's basically how I started my locks. Yeah. I also want to mention that I am a really indecisive person. So the fact that I was so certain about like getting locks, and like it was just like an impulse that really didn't need much second thinking, that I wanted to trust myself when it came to this decision on getting locks. Most things I take time to think about, and I need time, and I'm back and forth and back and forth. This was just something like I was like, I'm getting locks, like I'm doing this. So of course I wanted to act on that because that's something that I don't typically experience. And don't get me wrong, I think I've had people who maybe weren't like so supportive in a way of the locks. People who were kind of like, are you are you sure you want to get that? Maybe they had their own pre-bias of locks and how they looked on others, and maybe they were just used to me looking a certain type of way, but it's not really anyone else's journey. It's not. This is definitely a choice that you need to make for yourself if you're interested in doing locks. And it was definitely just that. I just knew that this was going to be for me. I knew that this was the next phase of my journey in life, and my hair journey and everything. I've gone through a lot of hair journeys, so yeah. Now I want to touch on how I've been maintaining my locks. I've done retwist every month since I've gotten the locks. So I've done 2 retwists so far. I've done it myself. I've always done my own hair. I think I've gotten my hair professionally done like 2 times ever in my adult life. So I just figured it's something that I can do. I can save money. Like, that's the theme of this freaking video, saving money. I guess I could save money. It'll be something that I do for myself, and I can learn my hair. Like, there won't be an instance where if something like a pandemic were to happen, I would be scrambling or trying to like stressed out about finding someone to do my hair. So this is just something that I wanted to do for myself. I think eventually I would have someone, I would try out someone doing my retwist just to see how it goes. But I mean, it's been fine so far. Like, I feel like I've been doing a decent job, and I've always done my hair, something that I've been confident in. So yeah. So for the retwist, the way I've been not preserving the style, but the way that I've gotten more comfortable with wearing my hair out has been just trying different styles. This is actually not my this is actually a result of flexi rods. I discovered flexi rods, and I know that I like a uniform look when it comes to my hair. I feel like there's a bit of that level of control when it comes to how I want to look. However, no one said that having locks, you just have to completely, not do anything to your hair, and just, you have to just let it be how it is. If you find a style that works, this is the heatless style. I just spray it with some water, put it in flexi rods, not tightly. This is a style that I feel like works for me, and I don't see anything wrong with it. I feel like it's very cute, and it's a way that I'm wearing my hair down. Before I started doing the flexi rods, I would just continuously wear it in a bun, a loose bun or a tight bun, depending on how I felt, and I just wasn't getting the full experience of having locks. So this is definitely a style that's made me more comfortable about wearing my hair out. And yeah. And also, to stay on that point about what I've been doing to keep me committed and keep me happy with my hair, for one, I went into this without comparing myself to anyone else. I didn't have a certain person that I looked at and that was like, oh wow, I want to get locks because of this person. it was just really me seeing locks over and over and over again, and me loving the way they looked on every single person, no matter the texture of their hair or the way they styled their hair, the color of their hair. I just really enjoyed the way they looked on everyone. So I'm like, okay, if I like the way they look on everyone, which is not every style, why wouldn't I like the way they look on myself? And ever since then, like, I just decided not to compare myself. There wasn't like a certain person that I saw that I was like, oh my God, I need my locks to look like theirs. I can't wait till my lock gets to their length. It was just like, okay, this is something that I want to do for myself. And every day my hair has been changing. Not every day, but every so often my hair has been changing. And I think for me, I like change when it comes to my hair, and you're never going to be stagnant when it comes to lock. They're always going to be growing. They're always going to be budding, changing in a certain way. You're always going to be finding different hairstyles that work best with it. If you're anything like me anyways, I haven't stopped, you know, looking into different hairstyles that I like to make me feel comfortable. So that's just something I've been doing, not just getting used to one hairstyle and keeping it in that way and getting content and bored with that one hairstyle. I've just been, you know, keeping busy, making sure I'm finding something that works best for me. And it's been really fun so far. I've been staying away from comparison, and what else? So I think that's about it on that. I've, you know, stayed away from comparison, continue to try new things with my hair, and I'm just enjoying the journey and knowing that this is not my final form. This is cute for now. I'm enjoying this for now, but I'm so interested and so happy that this is a journey that is going to continue to change. And I'm just really excited to see how things progress. So I wanted to talk about how it's going so far. And really, you never know how you're gonna feel within a journey that's new. You can't predict how you're gonna feel, but truly, ever since I've gotten my locks, I've felt a new level of comfortability in myself, and just a contentness when it comes to the way I look. The reason why I was just constantly doing stuff with my hair was because I was never really content with how I looked naturally. I liked my hair when it was loose, when I was loose natural, and it was good. I liked it when it came out good that day, but that was not always the case. There were days where I just didn't like the frizz, and there was days where there would be things that were wrong with it, and I couldn't come to terms with that. So this hairstyle, however, I don't know, it makes me feel more like myself, and it makes me, I feel more like myself with this hairstyle. And it is, I mean, it's because this is myself. This is what my hair wants to do. I'm not manipulating it. Well, besides flexi rods, you know, I'm not trying to be like anyone else when it comes to different hairstyles. And, you know, I'm not trying to fit into a way of looking that is socially accepted nowadays. You know, there's a way that people look nowadays, and it's pretty similar to everyone else. I'm not trying to be like that. I'm trying to actually run far from that. I just want to feel comfortable with how I look, and I want to be my own individual when it comes to the way I look. So of course, I have days where I don't feel as pretty and as confident, where I feel like, and it's, you know, maybe because of my hair, I don't like the way it looks that day, but I have to just remind myself that there were days where I didn't feel comfortable or pretty with my hair being out, or with my hair being in a wig. It just comes with, that's just life, you know? You're not always going to feel on 10. You have to remember that. There were more days that I felt less comfortable with myself before than now. I feel a lot more stable in my decision for my hair, and I feel just more content with myself overall when it comes to my hairstyle. So I just have to keep on reminding myself that there were times where I was uncomfortable before, and there are going to be times that I'm uncomfortable now. It's just life. I also wanted to touch on locks and spirituality. So this has been like the hardest 2 years of my life. We won't go into detail about why, but it has been mentally. So I think I needed a change. I think I needed to surrender to something that I didn't know what the outcome would be. I think I just needed something different in my life. I mentioned something about commitment earlier, and this is definitely what I would consider a commitment. Now, when it comes to my spirituality and locks, which is what I see a lot of people talking about when it comes to the reason why they started their locks, that's gonna grow. I feel like at this moment, I don't know where I'm at when it comes to my locks and my spirituality, but I feel like I don't want to rush that, and I don't want to just say that this is something that I felt a super strong spiritual pull, because that would be lying, and I don't want to lie to you guys. I needed a change, and whatever comes from this change, if it's a spiritual change, I'm letting that grow naturally and organically, and not just saying that I felt that, you know, that this has just changed me spiritually. One day I do feel like that will be the case, but I'm just gonna let that grow naturally. And it's only been 2 months, you know. I do feel a difference in myself, but I want to be as authentic as possible without trying to sound, I don't want to sound like anyone else, you know. This is my journey, and I'm looking forward to the lessons that I learn when it comes to my spirituality through my locks. It is definitely something that I'm open to. I'm not closing the door. I'm not saying that this was completely only for a physical aspect, because in a lot of ways it wasn't. This isn't just something that I did just because I just like the looks of locks. So I'll touch on that later. Hopefully, you know, if there's more to say about my locks and my spirituality. But yeah, this is me for now. I wanted to show you guys a little bit more. I wanted to show you guys a better look at my locks. Okay, so that's it for this video. Stay tuned for more videos when it comes to my locks. This is just an introduction video about, you know, why I started, how I started, and yeah, I'm gonna be filming more content about this because I feel like this is going to be a huge part of my life, and it's a huge change. You know, this is a commitment. So if you guys are wanting to continue to see how my journey is going, yeah, again, subscribe, and I look forward to getting you guys more content about this. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share it. And yeah, stay tuned for my next video.